What if we told you that Doritos didn't start in a massive factory, but at Disneyland? And what if we told you that these chips start as simple corn kernels, but go through a meticulous process involving machines that cut thousands into perfect triangles every minute? From the cornfields to the flavor drums where the magic happens, this is how millions of Dorito chips are made in a factory. In the early 1960s, Arch West, a marketing executive at Frito-Lay, came across a restaurant discarding leftover tortillas. He had a brilliant idea. Why not turn these tortillas into something new? He cut them into triangles, fried them, and added a sprinkle of Mexican-inspired spices. These crispy snacks were an instant hit and became known as Golden Dust Fries. But it didn't stop there. Frito-Lay saw the potential and took things to the next level. They named the chips Doritos, inspired by the Spanish word dorado, which means little golden things. The first flavor? Toasted corn. But in 1967, Doritos introduced the iconic taco flavor, which solidified the brand's reputation for bold, adventurous tastes. By 1988, Doritos had become the best-selling chips in the world. Every Dorito starts its journey in the cornfields. The corn chosen for Doritos isn't just any type. It's a special variety packed with starch, perfect for making the smooth dough, or masa, that forms the base of every chip. Harvesting is done with high-tech machines that carefully cut the corn from the stalks, ensuring the grains stay intact and ready for the next step. Once the corn arrives at the factory, it's all about cleaning. Machines vibrate and blow air to remove dust, stones, and any other unwanted bits, leaving only clean, shiny kernels. To get the corn ready for processing, a little moisture is added. This step is crucial for creating that soft and workable dough later. Next, the kernels take a warm bath in water and lime, a process called nixtamalization. This age-old method not only softens the corn, but also boosts its flavor and nutritional value. The lime water mix loosens the tough outer layer of the kernels, making them easier to work with. After a quick boil, the corn spends up to 12 hours soaking in large tanks. This gives it time to absorb moisture and soften just right for the next step. After soaking, the corn heads to the washers, where the husks are removed, leaving only the tender, hydrated kernels. These are then transported to the milling machines, where the magic really happens. Huge rotating stones grind the corn into masa, a soft, pliable dough. A bit of water is added during the process to ensure the texture is spot on for making chips. Throughout all of this, quality control is key. Advanced sensors check the dough's moisture, texture, and temperature to make sure everything is perfect. By the end of this stage, the corn has transformed from simple kernels into smooth, versatile masa that's ready to become Doritos. Once the masa is ready, it's time to shape it into the Doritos we all recognize. The dough is first flattened into large, continuous sheets using a series of rollers. These rollers are precisely calibrated to create ultra-thin sheets of masa, achieving the ideal thickness for that signature Doritos crunch. The sheets are wide enough to accommodate thousands of triangular chips being cut simultaneously, making the process efficient without losing attention to detail. Next, specialized cutting tools come into play. These tools, equipped with triangular molds, stamp out the chips with precision. The sharp edges of the mold slice cleanly through the masa, creating perfect, uniform triangles that ensure even cooking later on. Impressively, these machines can produce up to 6,000 chips per minute, keeping production at a massive scale while maintaining quality. The freshly cut triangles are then carefully placed onto conveyor belts, which gently transport them to the next stage. The conveyor belts are designed to handle delicate dough without distorting its shape. To prevent sticking, the sheets are lightly dusted with flour before cutting, and any excess flour is removed by special rollers. This ensures a clean, smooth surface on every chip. What happens to the leftover dough? Absolutely nothing goes to waste. Any scraps from the cutting process are collected, reworked, and fed back into the system to create new sheets of masa. This recycling step not only minimizes waste, but also makes the entire process more sustainable. Before moving on to the oven, the chips pass through a brief inspection phase. Automated sensors check for uniformity in size and shape, removing any chips that don't meet the strict standards. Once the triangular dough pieces are perfectly shaped, they head straight into a state-of-the-art 3-level industrial oven. This oven, set to an impressive 340 degrees Celsius, is designed to toast the chips uniformly in just 16 seconds. The heat serves multiple purposes. It locks in the moisture, ensures the chips maintain their structure, and forms the tiny bubbles you see on every Dorito. These bubbles are a hallmark of the chip, contributing to its unique texture and satisfying crunch. The baking process is quick but critical. During their brief time in the oven, the chips' surface is dried just enough to prevent them from becoming soggy during frying. The step also creates a light shell around the masa, ensuring the chips can hold up to the intense heat of the fryer without falling apart. After baking, the chips are transported onto cooling conveyor belts. This brief pause allows them to cool to the perfect temperature for the next stage. It's also a key moment for quality control. Inspectors and automated sensors work in tandem to identify and remove any chips that are burned, unevenly toasted, or damaged during baking. Chips that don't meet the standards are discarded or recycled back into the production line. Once cooled, the chips are ready for frying. They're gently transferred to a mesh conveyor belt and submerged in hot vegetable oil, heated to 182 degrees Celsius. This high temperature is maintained with precision, as even slight variations could result in undercooked or overly crispy chips. The frying process lasts about 55 seconds, during which the chips achieve their golden brown color and signature crispy texture. The high temperature oil interacts with the moisture inside the chips, creating tiny air pockets throughout their structure. These air pockets are what gives Doritos their light, crunchy feel, making them irresistible to snack lovers everywhere. After frying, the chips are carefully lifted from the oil and passed through vibrating conveyors. These conveyors remove any excess oil, ensuring the chips aren't greasy and maintaining the right balance between crispiness and flavor. The oil is recycled back into the fryer, contributing to the plant's sustainability efforts. With their texture perfected and their signature crunch in place, the chips are now ready to move on to the most exciting stage, flavoring. Now comes the most exciting part, seasoning. This step transforms plain fried chips into the bold and flavorful Doritos we all love. As the freshly fried triangles leave the fryer, they're carefully transported to large rotating seasoning drums. These massive drums are designed to tumble the chips gently, ensuring every surface gets an even coating of flavor. Depending on the flavor, Doritos are either dry dusted with a secret mix of powders or sprayed with a liquid seasoning solution. For the classic nacho cheese, the mix includes cheddar, parmesan, and a proprietary mix of spices to deliver that cheesy kick. Cool Ranch fans enjoy a tangy combination of buttermilk, onion, and herbs, while Flaming Hot gets its fiery punch from chili powders and peppers. But it's not just about sprinkling on some spices. Before the seasoning hits the chips, they're lightly misted with canola oil. This small but crucial step helps the powders or liquid adhere perfectly, ensuring a consistent taste across every chip. This oil also enhances the texture, giving Doritos that slight sheen and smooth finish we recognize immediately. The seasoning is applied with incredible precision. Advanced machines measure the exact amount needed, and nozzles or vibratory feeders evenly distribute the mix across the tumbling chips. Meanwhile, quality control teams closely monitor the process, checking for even coverage, flavor balance, and adherence to strict standards. Chips that don't meet these high expectations are removed and sent for recycling, ensuring only the best make it to the next stage. After being seasoned, the chips take a short journey on a conveyor belt to cool. This rapid cooling solidifies the oils and locks in the flavors. The chips are carefully monitored to ensure they meet exacting standards for size, shape, and seasoning coverage. The cooled chips are ready for packaging. Using high-speed measurement systems, machines portion precise amounts of Doritos into pre-formed bags. These bags are heat-sealed to lock in freshness and are filled with nitrogen to create an air cushion that prevents chips from breaking during transport. Each bag features bold, eye-catching designs that make Doritos instantly recognizable. Beyond aesthetics, the packaging is engineered to protect the chips from air, moisture, and contamination, ensuring they arrive at stores as fresh as the moment they left the factory. PepsiCo, Doritos' parent company, is committed to sustainability. The company sources corn from farms practicing sustainable agriculture, employing methods like crop rotation to maintain soil health. Efforts are also underway to explore biodegradable and recyclable packaging options, reducing the environmental footprint of Doritos. Energy efficiency is another focus area. Factories are being upgraded with renewable energy sources and state-of-the-art equipment to minimize waste. These initiatives reflect a growing commitment to eco-friendly practices, aligning with consumer demands for sustainable products. Once packaged, Doritos are loaded onto temperature-controlled trucks and distributed worldwide. The logistical process ensures that bags of Doritos reach store shelves quickly and in perfect condition, ready to satisfy snack cravings everywhere. Did you know Doritos were originally called Golden Dust Fries before being officially named? Or that their birthplace was Disneyland? That's how Doritos chips are made. From the carefully selected corn to the bold, flavorful seasoning, it's easy to see why these crunchy snacks are loved all around the world. But before you go, we want to know, what's your favorite Doritos flavor? Are you a fan of the classic nacho cheese? Or do you prefer the fiery kick of flaming hot? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss out on more behind the scenes looks at your favorite snacks. Thanks for watching, and happy snacking!